Hey everybody, it's Jen Powder here. I'm a weight loss and fitness expert, and for some sort of strange, unforeseen, I think there's unforeseen forces at work in the universe right now because I feel completely compelled to basically do a public service announcement regarding the true dangers and evils in Halloween. And yeah, it is not the costumes. It's the candy. And you know, chances are if you're a mom and you've got kids and you're going to be going trick-or-treating, you may have already gone to Costco or Superstore and picked up your 2 or 3 big boxes of stuff so that you can hand it out, but you may have already opened it. And it's not that I am anti-Halloween or anything like that. It's more about the fact that we just really don't understand the impact sometimes of what we're doing. And so if you know me, you know I do a lot of equating of stuff to a piece of bread. Because a piece of bread, we can sort of all visualize. It doesn't matter if you're gluten-free or anything like that. You can probably see a piece of bread in your mind and go, oh yeah, I know what a piece of bread looks like. And you've probably at one point eaten a sandwich, right? 2 pieces of bread with something in the middle. So my public service announcement today is to let you know that pretty much anytime that you decide to go and reach into that box or you sneak into your kid's candy bowl after they've gone to bed or their bag and you pull out 1, 2, maybe 3 little pieces of chocolate, you're eating the equivalent of 2 pieces of bread. Now, if you're also anything like me, in previous days and years before, I wouldn't stop at 3, right? I would have maybe another 3, and then maybe another 3. And God, you know, sugar, it's got that addictive quality to it, right? Maybe another 3, and maybe not all at once, but maybe throughout the course of the day as I'm mindlessly in the kitchen or reaching up to grab something. And what's shocking about it is having 1 or 2 or 3 at a time, because these are so little, right? They're little, they seem tiny. We, in our minds, kind of think, well, it's kind of harmless. No, it's not. It's not. If you've had 12 little chocolate bars, you've had 8 pieces of bread. You're more than halfway through a loaf of bread at this time, right? And I can guarantee you would never sit down on the couch and open up a loaf of bread and just sit and eat it, right? But we'll do that. We'll do that with this. And so and not only that, often out comes the wine, right? Because chocolate's good with wine. You might pour a glass, and if you also know what I talk about, it's 1 glass of wine, a 4-ounce pour is also equal to a piece of bread. So you can see how in a night, if you were to have about 20, you know, and I get it, 20 pieces of chocolate or chocolate bars probably aren't going to come in to your body, but it's quite easy to have possibly 12 and maybe 2 or 3 glasses of wine, and yeah, you know what? Then you are going to be at a loaf of bread. And so what's crazy is how the physiology of fat loss works, right? We don't gain that weight the next day. We might feel bloated and heavy and a little bit gross and have a sugar hangover, but the weight comes a week or 2 after Halloween. And so here's what sucks. September comes, we all go back to resetting. We sort of really try to have a clean slate, a fresh slate. We start building healthy habits again. Certainly what I try to help my clients do. And then we're faced with some sort of event, be it Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, when there's just gonna be a plethora of sugar around us, and we don't know what to do. So, and I don't know, I don't want to eat a loaf of bread every day because I know what that's going to do to my body. Like, I really do. And I've done this, you guys. I got fat, I stayed fat because I was sort of grabbing and going and mindlessly munching and, you know, free pouring, and I truly didn't understand the impact. And because it'd been a hard day or a long day or whatever, I kind of wanted to treat myself. This is not treating yourself. This is not. It's bad quality chocolate. It's loaded with sugar. I'm actually going to do another video tomorrow on Facebook Live showing you what it's doing to our kids so we can get an understanding of why we're not being the mean mom if we sort of regulate or take away or negotiate with our kids how to handle that. But what I am saying is, and no, I didn't eat these just for the video, or maybe I did, no I didn't, or for the Facebook Live, but it's easy to end up on the couch with a whole bunch of empty wrappers beside you, and then you know what happens in the middle of November when you stand on that scale or you try to pull on your jeans and they feel tight. We go through this whole sort of lack of understanding of what happened because in our mind, we think that we've been good. We think that we've been trying. I mean, we've been eating our salad, we've been trying to drink more water, we've been doing a lot of right things. And what happens is we fail to totally get the understanding or the impact of those 3 little chocolate bars or 6 or 9 or whatever number you might have, right? So what I want to say, these are the suggestions I've been giving my clients is, number one, don't buy it. Don't buy it. Halloween's on Monday. Get it out of your house. If it's in your house, put it in your freezer. Tell your husband to lock it in the garage. Like, out of sight, out of mind works. Then, you know, when you do have it in your house, try to get it out of your house after Halloween as quickly as possible. Because if it's around, basically what you're saying is you're making an agreement with yourself in this box of chocolate to eat it. You're basically saying, oh, I'm gonna be really strong right now with my willpower and I'm not gonna have you right now, but wait, because at some point in the next week, I can guarantee you're gonna hit some sort of stress or have some sort of emotional thing happen. We all do, and that's when you go for it. Because willpower and discipline don't really work when we've got some sort of emotional thing going on in our life. So, yeah, that is my public service announcement, all right? It's to really recognize that although it might seem little, right? It might seem like these aren't a big deal. When you are sitting down and the bowl is beside you and you slowly end up piling in, right? You guys remember the number that I said? Give me a shout out if you're like, oh my God, a little bit shocked at this. I'm pretty sure most people watching really had no clue that, say, 12 little chocolate bars and 3 glasses of wine equaled this in one night, probably in one sitting, probably in less than 2 hours. And then we wonder why we gain 2 pounds or 3 pounds or, you know, and the other part is we're not just doing it on Halloween night, right? Because if you have more than one kid, you've probably got like bags of this stuff coming in. You're probably actually doing this maybe 2-3 times a week, 4 times a week, maybe for 2 to 3 weeks in a row. Which means you have no ability, as we know, or if you know me, you have no ability to out-train your nutrition. And that would take a ridiculous number of hours in a gym or on the trails to burn off. And we don't want to use exercise for weight loss anyways, right? So if you can do me a favor, please share with your mom friends or anybody who's passionate about Halloween, whether you do or don't have kids, but you're really trying to commit and stay to your healthy habits. Because here's the thing about sugar, and I'll talk more about this tomorrow. When we eat it, there's all sorts of biochemical, hormonal, physiological things that happen in our body that make us want it, right? So all of a sudden you're now getting more sugar in. It creates this feedback loop where you start to crave it, so you can't resist the craving, so then you eat it, and then we're back in that vicious cycle. So one of the things I sort of, I joke about with my clients, and I ask if they have pets and stuff, and a lot of people do, and I'll be like, okay, great, so dog food, right? Like, do you eat your dog's food? And like they sort of pause and think I'm crazy, and they say no, and I'm like, well, why not? And they say, well, because it's dog food. I'm like, yeah, so don't eat this. This is not food for you. This is not food that we should be putting in to our body if we're really trying to stay healthy, be healthy, feel at our best, especially if you've got any kind of weight loss goal you're trying to go after. This is how we sabotage those efforts, because we forget that 1 or 2 or 3 evenings in a week can actually totally negate things. And I see Philip saying, hey, yeah, the poison, yeah, can I feel the poison radiating from the candy wrap? Yeah, pretty much, right? And so, you know, the hard balance sometimes is, how do we deal with this? You know, like, we don't want to be the not fun person, or we don't want to not give ourselves a treat or indulge sometimes. And, you know, my answer for that is go for quality, not quantity. You know, if you want to have something wonderful, go make it the best of the best and enjoy every single mouthful, right? Like, get the best bottle of wine, have the, you know, sit, savor, actually, you know, chew and taste and really make an experience out of it. But I know, again, because I've been there, that sitting down with a bowl of candy and I'm just showing you chocolate. We're not even getting into all of the like other crap that's out there in terms of like Sour Patch gummies and all of that stuff. Those numbers will shock you. And if you think you want to see a video on that, can you let me know in the comments so I can show you some of that stuff tomorrow or on Friday? I'm going to keep a little Halloween series going here, because last year I had a bit more of a soft line around this, like, yeah, well, you know, you can make it fit, moderation. And this year, no, not moderation. Just say no. Don't eat that food. It's not food for you. We'll talk about kids and how to deal with this in a little bit, but know that if you have any questions around this stuff, just make sure you ask me. I'm pretty passionate about it, and I really want to save you. I want to save your progress so that you don't do this sort of month of work from September all the way through October, where you're getting more protein and you're feeling good and you've stuck to healthy habits, and then you go and this stupid little day wrecks it. right? It puts you back at least a month and totally does probably more emotional and psychological damage than anything. Because then we start to tell ourselves that, well, we can't do it, right? We can't lose weight, we can't reach our goal. Obviously, we can't be healthy, and don't really understand all of the feedback loops that are involved in our choices. So that's it for today. Please, if you like this, please like it and share it. Share it with, like, so people know. Because I think I do. If you did not know that 3 little pieces of chocolate equaled 2 pieces of bread, then let your other friends know, because I think the more that we can become aware of that and know that you would never sit down to munch back or pound back a loaf of bread, then why do it with chocolate? That doesn't even really taste that good anyways. That's it for now. I'm Jen Powder. You can find me at www.jenniferpowder.com. And that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Devin, I see you. Isabel, thank you. I can just hear, yeah, you will share. Awesome. I'm just gonna look here. Tina, hello. Dana, Melissa, hi, ladies. Oh, my favorite people are on right now, or have at least supported this video, so thank you. Have a great day. That's all for now. Bye.